innovative, and deeply grounded in the aspiration of its youth. It is not just about creating the workforce for today, but also about building the capabilities for tomorrow's opportunity, both in terms of employment and entrepreneurship. I would like to request worthy Chief Secretary Sir to now come to the stage and give his closing remarks.
Thank you, Shri. Last 2 days, we have been listening to a lot of insightful experiences regarding transforming the scaling system. What are the best practices? What are the failures? And I would like to personally thank all the participants, those from the government, from the academics, from the industry, different states, experts. It has been a highly enriching experience. In the last 2 days, there has been a wealth of information that we have gathered, a wealth of information. And as was said by panelists just now, that best practices are not only successes, sometimes failures also teach. In fact, you remember the saying of Thomas Alva Edison. He was asked by someone, what have you achieved in your life? So he said, I have achieved, I have discovered one way in which a electric bulb can be made. 10,000 ways in which an electric bulb cannot be made. So that is the strength of the diversity of information that is gathered in such conferences. And I would be very grateful to all the people who have joined in person and those who have joined online, and they have added value to this conference. Now we have a lot of information. We have to convert it into knowledge. And the knowledge has to be converted further into understanding. Information, we have got wealth of information, but we have to crystallize it into knowledge, and from knowledge we have to move to understanding. And then we have to match this understanding with the prevailing social, economic, topographical realities of this region. And we have to prepare an actionable plan for maybe 5 years, which will set a policy and a roadmap for the future also. If any midterm corrections are required, those midterm corrections should be made over a period of time, and then accordingly this thing goes on. One important thing that I have learned in the last 2 days is convergence. There are multiple institutions, multiple agencies, multiple industries who are stakeholders in this skilling ecosystem. And a lot of close coordination is required between multiple government departments, between multiple academic institutions, and multiple industries, and also multiple sector skill councils. So, if we are able to achieve even 50%, we are able to see that most of the stakeholders are able to move in one direction. That would be a great job that we would have achieved. Our roadmap or action plan that we prepare must clearly indicate who is going to do what, how, and when, and what are the resources required for that. And those required resources should be provided. And there also we will have to do the mapping. Where are the resources going to come? There are many suggestions which are floated in this forum since yesterday. And to review the progress, what we are achieving and what we are not achieving, there has to be frequent exchange of ideas, information, meetings, review procedures, and all those things will have to be continued. Certain key things that I have gathered in the last 2 days is that first, technology can be used. And to what extent we can use it, that was briefly presented by Shri yesterday, that we have databases. There is a UDICE database which captures the data of each and every child going to the school. And we should track from there. And whatever kind of this application that we develop, that should capture the data from UDICE, it should be linked, and then we should track in what direction these children are going. We should offer them courses, we should offer them counseling, we should offer to change their mindset. Mindset changing was stated to be the key task before we are able to achieve anything. Actually, our task, we should focus on that. We should have career paths, we should do a lot of counseling, mentoring. And here I would like to say that we have to actually create dreams in the young minds. And what is a dream? Dream, if you say, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam had said, dream is not that what you see when you are sleeping. Dream is that what does not allow you to sleep. That kind of a dream. And there is a famous quotation which is attributed to a very famous business tycoon. He said that either you build a dream or somebody will hire you to build his dream. So, if you are able to develop that dream, that passion in the young minds, you will not achieve success. And if you have done that, you have achieved 50%, 60% of the success. And this can be done. That is why we have to develop career paths, we have to do a lot of counseling, we have to do a lot of mentoring. And obviously, we need a lot of trainers, and there has to be focus on training of trainers. We have to identify courses. Now, how many? Maybe every course is not relevant, and maybe it may not be necessary or worth it to develop each and every course or each and every program in each and every region of the country. So we have to identify the courses in which we will take an initiative. And then we have to design curriculum. And curriculum will be according to the age, it will be according to the purpose, and it will be according to the industry. Age, yesterday Rajiv was mentioning in his presentation that different age groups have different priorities. Somebody is looking for a wage employment, somebody is looking for an entrepreneurship, somebody is too old to do these things, he looks to do some livelihood or some other things. So curriculum will have to be aligned to age, aligned to purpose, and aligned to industry. So we have to do a lot of designing of curriculum. And as I said, it is not necessary to do every course, every skilling in gen. We have to identify which kinds of skilling programs we want to take, and then develop curriculum, the best in the market. Whatever best kind of training that we can provide, curriculum we can develop, that is what we need to develop. And as was said in one presentation yesterday, that theoretical teaching doesn't take you too far. What you need also is practical experience. So we have to develop opportunities for internship. We have to develop opportunities for apprenticeships. And to do this, we need infrastructure. So we have to upgrade infrastructure, we have to create new infrastructure. And for that, we also need to collaborate. It's not possible to develop all the facilities in one state or UT. So you have to collaborate, exchange programs. Yesterday, there was a mention that Kashmir University is entering into an MOU with some other university, and Slost here is entering into an MOU with IIT Mandi, and so many other examples. So can we have such kinds of collaborations and partnerships which reduce the requirement of creating too much of infrastructure and hiring so much of faculty, but at the same time you can leverage upon the strengths and capacities of other institutions. And who will do all these things? There has to be a lead institution at university or whatever it is. In the morning we had a presentation on Telangana. They have developed a Telangana, what is that? Task. So that's a novel initiative. Similarly, there's an AMTEC which is coming up in Gujarat. So some kind of an institution which will steer this entire thing. This task is huge. But we know that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. More than the budget, and you will be amazed to know that at the end of the thing, of the process, you will realize that this exercise doesn't require too much of it. It requires considerable budget. But more than budget, it requires hard work. If we are willing to invest our hard work in this, we are sure to succeed. Otherwise, we are already investing too much money in education. We have so many schools, so outcome we know. So more than funds, what is required is hard work. So what we need to do, the next steps, that we have to develop a group of people from diverse sectors and start working on crystallizing this information into knowledge into understanding, and matching the understanding and with the current realities, local realities, and developing an action plan for the next 5 years. That should be the task before us. Another important comment which came just now, a little while ago, from one or two panelists was community support, community participation. This is the crux of everything. Now let me tell you one incident. In fact, it's not an incident, it's a tale, which you may like to know, which perhaps explains the reality that we have observed in the last 2 days. एक शहर में जो मेंढकें होती हैं, तो उनका जो रिंग मास्टर है वो घोषणा करता है कि कल हमारी सारी मेंढकें पेड़ों पर चढ़ जाएंगी। तो घोषणा हुई, फेसबुक, ट्विटर सब पर आ गया। अगले दिन मेयर को बुलाया गया चीफ गेस्ट, और जो समय नियुक्त किया गया था उस पर देखा गया कि सारे लोग आ गए हैं, लोग बड़ी संख्या में आए देखने के लिए मेंढकें पेड़ों पर कैसे चढ़ेंगी। तो सीढ़ी बजी, मीडिया सामने हुआ, तो मेंढकों ने चढ़ना शुरू कर दिया। अब अभी उन्होंने चलना शुरू ही नहीं किया था, लोग बोलते हैं ये तो जमीन पर तो चल नहीं सकती, ये कहाँ पेड़ों पर चढ़ेगी। तो चढ़ने लगी, कुछ देर चढ़ी तो गिर गई। उन्होंने कहा हमने तो कहा था जमीन पर नहीं चल सकती तो पेड़ों पर कहाँ चढ़ेगी। तो मगर मेंढकों ने हार नहीं मानी, उन्होंने फिर चढ़ने की कोशिश की, फिर चढ़ी, फिर गिरी। तो फिर लोगों ने कहा हमने तो पहले ही कहा था ये तो चढ़ नहीं सकती है पेड़ों पर, ये तो जमीन पर नहीं चल सकती तो पेड़ों पर कैसे चढ़े। तो फिर उन्होंने कोशिश की, फिर गिर गई, फिर ऐसा चलता है पूरा दिन भर। तो शाम तक देखा गया कि सारी मेंढकें गिर गई एक्सेप्ट वन, एक चढ़ गई, वो पेड़ पर चढ़ गई। तो अभी प्रोग्राम खत्म हो गया, तो मीडिया वाले आ गए रिंग मास्टर के पास, उसको बोला आपका प्रोग्राम तो फेल हो गया। उसने हाँ फेल हो गया, जो मैंने सोचा था वो तो नहीं हुआ, हमने सोचा था सारी मेंढकें चढ़ जाएंगी, पर क्यों आपको क्या ये इसमें क्या कमी है। उससे बोला वो सपोर्ट कहाँ था, किसने एनकरेज किया उनको। सारे लोग तो कहते थे तो जमीन पर चढ़ नहीं सकती, लेकिन और पेड़ पर कैसे चढ़ेंगी, एक तो चढ़ ही नहीं सकती। तो हाँ ये बात तो ठीक है, लेकिन वो एक मेंढक थी जो पेड़ पर चढ़ गई। उसने हाँ वो अकेली थी जो चढ़ गई, वही एक मेंढक थी जो गूंगी भी थी और बहरी भी थी। इस तरीके की हमको कई कहानियां देखने को मिलेंगी। गूंगे बहरे लोग अपनी अपनी सक्सेस स्टोरीज क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन एक पूरा सपोर्टिंग इकोसिस्टम नहीं है। अगर हम उस तरीके का सपोर्टिंग इकोसिस्टम डेवलप करने की कोशिश करें तो हमको कामयाबी ज्यादा मिलेगी। तो इस वक्त मैं एंड में लेबर एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट डिपार्टमेंट, स्किल डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट रादर, उन्होंने ये ऑर्गेनाइज की वर्कशॉप, मैं उनको इस बात की मुबारकबाद देता हूँ और फिर से एक बार शुक्रिया करता हूँ सभी पैनलिस्ट जिन्होंने अपना कीमती वक्त निकाला, डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री से यहाँ आए, ऑनलाइन भी जुड़े, अपना वक्त इस पर दिया और हमें काफ़ी इंफॉर्मेशन और नॉलेज हमारे साथ शेयर की। बहुत
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Director, Skill Development Department for this vote of thanks.
Respected Chief Secretary Sir, esteemed dignitaries, valued partners from government, academia, industry and civil society. It is a great honor to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks at the close of this two-day workshop on transforming the skilling ecosystem in Jammu and Kashmir. We are deeply grateful to the Honorable Chief Secretary for his visionary leadership and continued guidance in setting the skilling agenda for the Union Territory. Your presence, sir, and direction have truly anchored this initiative. Our sincere thanks to Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, state government officials, and experts from across the country for sharing their insights on national best practices, future-ready model that can be adopted in Jammu and Kashmir. We thank our partners from industry, academia, and training institutions for their valuable contribution across sessions, from industry academia collaboration, curriculum innovation to digital tools and apprenticeship pathways. A special mention to the civil society organizations and technology innovators who helped us envision a more inclusive, tech-enabled and outcome-oriented skilling framework. We also acknowledge the tireless efforts of all the coordinators, moderators, officials of department, knowledge partner who made this workshop seamless and impactful. As we move forward, let this workshop mark the beginning of the shared commitment to empower our youth and build a robust, future-ready skilling ecosystem. Thank you once again for your presence and contribution. Jai Hind.